anything. And you can come back. Now you have it right here. Now, if you want, for example, change the date of this task or the number of days, let's say that you consider that you shouldn't follow up in 3 days, but actually in 2 days. Well, in that case, you will put 2 days from the previous date, right? Now we have it 22nd, but you need to click recalculate dates to recalculate, and you see this one becomes 21 and this one becomes 22 because it's 1 day after the other. So this is a very, very important feature. But most importantly, you need to realize that all this system moves in real time. For example, let's assume that I do this task. So I click done, either here, because it's the first one, I can click here or here. It will be exactly the same. So I click here, and as I said before, if you are an executive, you can do it for all selected contacts. This is a very powerful option in some cases if you have a telemarketing group or other camps that you want to do all the tasks at once, but majority of time you're going to do only current. So now this one becomes for the 19th, for the next day, as appropriate. Nothing special here. We have no action here in this field, and we see here this is for the 19th, meaning for tomorrow. Okay, now if for example this is supposed to that you're going to do a follow-up with a client tomorrow, but assuming that the client, let's say, called you or maybe came by the office, then these 2 tasks has to be, well, to be done today, right? And what happened is this task for the 21st, which is 2 days later after tomorrow, should move to the 20th, since the idea is that you're going to follow up with the contract 2 days after the person is sent the contract. So I'm going to click done, and I have this one came for today, and this one changed to the 20th. So this one I should do today, like send the contract, and the next one, as I said, is for the 20th, and this one is for the 21st. So this is extremely important. And also, the opposite is true. And the opposite means that if you don't do this on the 20th, simply because you forgot, well, this one is not going to be for the 21st. This one will move. Let's say that you do this one on the 21st. This one will move to the 22nd automatically. So the tasks go back and forth based on the number of days when they are calculated dates instead of a fixed day. So I can add a task, and I can certainly put it as a fix. I'm going to put it for sales again, and I'm going to put it for whatever, for the 28th, or I can put it for the 19th, and this is a fixed date. So I'm going to put a note here so I can remember, fix a date, and I'm going to come back, and if I recalculate, well, this is already 19th, but let's put it actually, let's put it in the future so it will recalculate, and you can see. So here, the fixed date I have for 27, but when I recalculate, internally, when the program will advise you about dates, it will recalculate automatically, but if you want to see them immediately, you can recalculate the dates, and now you have it in the correct. This date will move in spite. This is 0 days from the previous one, apparently, but it doesn't matter. So it's not the 21st, but the 22nd, because we have a fixed date. If we change it to a calculated date, well, in that case, if we change it and put calculated date, then this becomes, if it is 0, since I have 0, it's going to come actually today, because it's 0 days from the previous one. So there is no previous one here, so this is the 0 days. It's important also to notice that when I click any field here, it will go to an open this space, and there is a reason for that. The reason is that it prevents from other agents that are not the owner, and unless you're an administrator, you cannot enter and change a tax. So two agents can only change their own tax and cannot enter into any one tax. Okay, so that is important. Now we're going to do even more advanced action with the task manager, and is the case when you have, for example, let's say that you need to, you or another agent, let's assume that even you need to have two different strategies for maybe even different people related to the contact. Remember that all these tasks are not for you, but is for you with this contact, and every contact will have a different set of tasks, obviously. But assuming, for example, that we are in a mortgage situation, and you need, and this person had, for example, a first mortgage and a second mortgage, and you need to talk independently with the first lender and the second lien holder in maybe the same strategy, but certainly different times. And this complicates everything, because as you can see here, the calculated date makes this thing a little bit difficult, because the calculated date, it will mix actually one action to the other. But there is a functionality to avoid that. So I'm going to clear this to clarify. So I'm going to clarify everything, and I'm going to go to the assignment again. And in this case, we have the same process strategy here, and I'm going to make a copy of this one, so I'm going to add another one. But in this case, and of course this might not be too appropriate, but it will give you the idea, and since you are familiar with this structure, it will be easier for you to follow. You can have groups, you can have pools of strategies, which makes it the ultimate goal in a strategy or in a task manager is a group of tasks separated for the same context. And we achieve that by putting a code, any code, between double brackets. So let's say that I put AAA, as I have here, between double brackets. That would be my code. And here I have to put a different code, otherwise it won't work. So I'm going to put BBB. It could be just one letter. It could be anything. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be complex or anything. It has to be different, though. It could be even something important. For example, let's say I'm going to do it this way. Actually, I'm going to put lender 1, like indicated by L1, and L2 as a lender 2. And this, of course, is not anymore a Prosper strategy, but it's just to give you the idea. And this is going to be also priority 1, could be any priority, obviously. But the important thing to understand here, that I'm going to have two sets that they're not going to mix with each other. They're not going to be affected by the calculations in the other group. So this is extremely powerful, very easy to use, and probably very difficult to explain, but I hope that this example will be sufficient. So now I'm going to click. I don't have to click in any particular order. So by the way, I'm going to do also a color here just for fun and to reveal probably something important, and I can do it also here. And actually, I have this idea now that I could put everything here in red. So I will have all these tasks in red and this in blue, just to identify them very easily, and at the same time to be more descriptive. So I'm going to click this one first. It doesn't matter which one I click first. So I'm clicking this one,